All depends on what I'm working on.
And yeah, I'm doing just a little bit of that dust, letting it hit those really put together edges of the paper inside.
So here's one thing you see at thrift stores a lot. Old fish bowls, old big glass vases. Can you imagine this as a pumpkin? Clear glass. Usually nobody wants to buy them at the thrift store, but I'm going to give you an idea of what to do with it. If you're new to the channel, my name is Yvonne and I love to thrift. I love to look for secondhand treasures, pre-loved items that just need a little bit more love, and I love to share here on the channel my inspiration of what I would do to these items. If you like this kind of content, please smash that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded a new video, and let's get it crafted. First thing I need to do is sit this off to the side. Glass, be careful, as I am going to go ahead and draw a mouth, a nose, and some eyes on some tissue paper. And I'm going to make it a little bit larger than what the final will be, just so I have a little bit of play. So usually triangle. And then I can do, to get a matching set, I folded the paper over. And that way I'm cutting out two of the exact same size. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's all good. Set those off to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that same triangle that I had. That's not to waste and be able to use this paper again. I'm going to make a smaller triangle, though I don't need two. I just need something for the nose, just to give me a guideline. So I just need one for the nose. So I'm going to make an over big old grin of a smile. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do, I have my idea of what I want it to be. That way I get the sides to be even by folding it over. And I'm going a little bit larger than my drawing. And it's actually easier to cut tissue paper sometimes when there's two. You could rip it, that totally, you know, like when you take a wet brush and stuff, but that way I have a big smile. I'm gonna use my handy dandy so that it doesn't roll, kind of thing. And it may not even work. Kind of does, it kind of gives me a tippage there to look at. And we're going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put it onto, and then that's how we're going to put the eyes on, a little bit of Mod Podge down. Put your triangle on, a little bit more over the top of it. Here. Nice thing about Mod Podge is it dries clear. Let's see, I think I got them even, or close enough. Which way's my smile going, right? I'm going to put a fine coat of Mod Podge on the entire jar. We're actually going to finish this up with some joint compound, and doing this with the Mod Podge will give it something to grab onto, that it won't just slide off the glass. Okay, so now I have that all painted and on, and now I need to just let it dry. So now I've let my Mod Podge dry completely overnight. You can still see where my eyes and my mouth and all that is. So now we're going to do texture by adding some joint compound. So no, this is now one of those projects that you're going to whip off in an hour. There's a lot of waiting and a lot of dry time, but it's about crafting, it's about having fun. Yeah, and then just waiting for the end result. So yes, we had to wait for the Mod Podge, And after we put the joint compound, yet again, we'll have to wait for that to dry. So what I'm going to do, this one seems to be runny, but so we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start outlining my eyes. Definitely not as thick as the one that I saw, my inspiration. I stirred it up, so that's okay. I'm gonna go around the nose. Outline his mouth. So now the tissue paper makes a little bit more sense because it's your guide. And I wanted to do it with gloves on, but y'all know I think the gloves are a little bit large. And so I'm gonna take them off and do my finger, and then my finger will be really dry by the end of the day. But I feel like it's kind of creating a mess, so. I'm a touchy-feely type of person. I'm the person that weeds and works in a garden without gloves a lot of the times. All depends on what I'm working on, but I feel like I need a little bit more control. So we have them outlined. I'm gonna go over one more time, only because like the one that I saw, it seems like he was doing it. His joint compound was way thicker. So now we're going to start with some little lines, because we are going to cover the whole piece all the way to the top. So yep, I'm just working all the way around to the back. Now I let this dry overnight. So this is nice and dry now, and we're going to be painting it a fun orange. And I'm using Sweater Weather. I like the harvesty orange of it. You most definitely could do a brighter orange if you wanted to. But now we're going to paint the entire thing orange. Not necessarily do I have to go in with the eyes or anything, but. And then I did go back in and do little swirls after the first coat was dry. Like I said, the bottle that I had, I think it's just going to be easier just to paint the whole thing. I know where my eyeballs are. That line's too hard. That line's too hard to try to stay on. It's all about the details later. Okay, I've got that part painted. It's going to take probably a second coat. And then I have to flip them over to do the bottom. So now I'm going to work on the inside of this piece so that it doesn't still look like the clear glass. We're going to go ahead and do some Mod Podge, basically decoupage. I'm going to take some of this brown tissue paper, rip it up into chunks, and then we're going to put it in the inside. So I'm just going to start off with, I just poured Mod Podge in a bowl, just because I'm easier to work with. And then we're just going to start layering. And we're just going to take our pieces. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start laying them. Okay, I have it all done. It really wasn't as bad as you think because this bowl is big enough for your hand to go in. So now I'm just going to wait for it to dry to be able to cut off that excess. So it's all filled. So now it's time to start painting on the face, and I got some Fusion paints out. My
paper mache is inside is almost, or my decoupage is almost dry, so I'm going to start working on painting on the face. So I'm using Fusion's Picket Fence. Now my orange has dried for quite a few days. I just really wanted to make sure that this was all set up. This is where you can start to have fun, add character, make it your own little piece. It's so nice to get inspiration from somebody else and then just put your own little personal touch on it. Like, oh my gosh, that looks so fun to make, which this did. It was a little time consuming because you had to wait, you know, for things to dry, but you have to wait anyway. You know, whatever you're doing, it takes time. But I can do some black. I have some of the Fusion's Coal Black for some other details that are not overlapping on that. So I have some more of the black. I'm just trying to decide, like, okay, what else do I want to do? You know, we should have some type of an eyebrow. So I'm just trying to work on like parts that I don't have to overlap right now. So the little cheeky things, we're just going to do some red. He's little, flushed. Okay, now I'm going to do some eyeballs. I love being able to add the multiple colors in. Start doing the teeth. I'm going to try to start off in the middle with the line. Maybe some red. I might do some red and white to make some pink lips. So I made some pink just with some of the red because I have pink, but I'm right here. I'd have to go get the jar. So if I don't like the pink, I can just switch back to the red. Remember I said it's just paint. That's all. It just every time I do, I just laugh. I just think, oh, how fun. Let's just have fun. And then I think I'm going to still outline the pink with a little bit of red. Okay, now we're going to do some black centers. I'm going to attempt it anyway. Oh. Give me my guides here. Okay, now I think I'm going to do one more line around the mouth in black. So now I'm going to use the back of my, and I'm just going to make it look like he's looking off to the side. It's got side-eyed in you. So now I'm going to take just some sandpaper around the top, just to try to cut these little pieces off. Now I'm going to take some of the clear wax. I need to order another one. And we're going to use some decrepit dust to add a little bit of folk art age to it. I'm going to start right off into the middle. There, I'll just wet it and then let it hit. A little bit of wax, a little bit of decrepit dust. And yeah, I'm doing just a little bit of that dust, letting it hit those really put together edges of the paper inside. Just make it look like this has been this way for a long time. I'm going to put a piece of felt on the bottom. You know, the more you're rolling around the glass object. So I didn't have any black, but I did have green on hand, which is fine because it seems to go with the little theme. Just something to prevent it from scraping off the paint. And now I'm going to finish up with a clear coat, just in a matte finish. I didn't want it to be shiny. Thank you for watching today's video. I sure do love the whimsical, the fun that you can have creating during this season, the spooky season. Doesn't have to be so spooky. Even though that was a pumpkin, it's definitely that folk art type of vibe that actually can stay around. You can have it out all year long. It doesn't just have to be a Halloween decor. All depending on the colors. Like the sweater weather orange is just like that nice harvesty orange. It's not in that face orange. And for me, just keeping it kind of simple, not going crazy. You could go as crazy as you want with these. These are so much fun. And those fishbowl vases are Yeah, don't we all see those at the thrift stores all the time, or sales? So pick them up and have fun creating with them. So yes, I let mine set up like for a couple weeks before I proceeded to paint the face on it. I just wanted to make sure that that drywall compound, that spackling, it was in there, it was on there, and then when I painted it, I wanted to make sure everything was cured. I'm pretty sure probably, I don't know, the gentleman that I watched, it could have been, he could have done it one right after the other, but it was one of those, I'm like, I'm just going to let this sit. I want to make sure that it's good and dry, and then we can paint it and finish it up. So give me a quick comment down below. Are you going to try one of these? Have you already tried one of these? Even just painting the plastic pumpkins, the little trick-or-treat carriers that Walmart has, is just a lot of fun. So again, thanks for watching. And as always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out the content for the first time, please smash that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we upload a new video. And we will see you next time, guys. And you can see what we're up to. Bye.